The time is 10 a.m. and this is WKYT Mid-Morning. On the eve of Kentucky's primary, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton is returning to the Commonwealth to campaign, but her challenger is not going away quietly.
Months after a Lexington teenager was shot to death in Anderson County, state police have announced 2 arrests.
And details of a major traffic alert in Lexington that will impact drivers for weeks.
This is WKYT Mid-Morning.
Good morning to you, and we hope you enjoyed your weekend. And welcome in on this Monday. Hopefully things are kind of settling down. You can spend a little time with us. We'll get you updated on the news. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. Pretty day out there, but boy, what crazy weather have we experienced?
Right, and it's a little...
Can't decide what month it is.
And it's deceptive because it looks warmer than it really is, so keep that in mind if you're heading out today. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. It is fickle weather.
Yeah, it really is, and we're going to be holding on to those cooler conditions today and tomorrow. Now, today's not really a good rain chance at all. I mean, we actually go off into the evening and night. That's when we start to see some of that rain move on in. So much of your day is actually pretty dry. We're sitting there in the 40s and 50s. It's a cool start to the day. We actually finished off in the 30s for many locations, 62 by the afternoon. That night rain moves on in. I'm going to show you exactly when it pushes in, how that's going to affect your day tomorrow, too, coming up in just about 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. The 2016 presidential contenders are making a final push for votes ahead of tomorrow's primary in Kentucky, at least among the Democrats.
While Donald Trump tries to unite the Republican Party, Democrat Hillary Clinton is hoping to stave off her rival and gain some momentum going into delegate-rich California. Hannah Daniels has the latest on the campaign.
Donald Trump kept a low profile at his daughter's graduation ceremony in Pennsylvania Sunday as the campaign to build Republican unity rolled on.
Who is going to blow up the system? Who is going to get the change that people want done? That's what this election's coming down to.
RNC Chair Reince Priebus took to the airwaves Sunday to defend the party's presumptive nominee against a New York Times report he mistreated dozens of women in the past. Trump has called the report a lame hit piece. Priebus also panned a movement by some conservatives seeking an independent candidate to block the billionaire businessman.
What people should do is take the Paul Ryan approach, which is to work with Donald Trump and find out whether or not there's common ground.
Campaigning in Kentucky Sunday, Hillary Clinton focused most of her jabs at her likely Republican opponent.
He is a loose cannon who has said keep Muslims out, who has said let's withdraw from NATO. The list is long.
The former Secretary of State still faces a primary challenge from rival Bernie Sanders.
If they want the strongest candidate to defeat Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders is that candidate.
Clinton leads Sanders by more than 700 delegates going into Tuesday's contests and is on track to clinch the Democratic nomination by next month. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Now, while Bernie Sanders heads to Puerto Rico today, Hillary Clinton is campaigning in Kentucky. She's in Bowling Green at this hour and is coming to Lexington tonight. Clinton will hold a rally at Transylvania University. Doors open at 4:45. The event starts at 6:45. There are 60 delegates up for grabs in Kentucky tomorrow. 5 of them are super delegates.
And a couple of quick notes. Only registered Democrats can vote for a presidential candidate in tomorrow's primary. Republicans voted for their presidential candidate back in March in a caucus. But there are other races that are open for both Democrats and Republicans tomorrow, including a few U.S. Senate and U.S. congressional races, and in some districts, state senator and state representative candidates will also be on the ballot. Now, the polls in Kentucky will open at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll have complete primary election coverage throughout the day on WKYT.
Now, new on WKYT Mid-Morning, 2 men have been charged with the shooting that killed a Lexington teenager. William Edwards and Kenneth Berry II are both charged with murder. The Anderson County News reports the men are accused of killing 18-year-old DeMichael Bolton. He was shot in October outside Eagle Lake Convention Center. Hundreds of people were there for a Kentucky State University homecoming after party. Edwards and Berry are in jail in Lexington. We'll have more on their arrest coming up on WKYT News at noon. And new on WKYT Mid-Morning, police in southern Kentucky are looking for a missing teenager. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office has issued a golden alert for 18-year-old Michaela Mayfield. Police say she may want to hurt herself. Michaela was last seen around 1 o'clock this morning at her home on McNew Lane, south of London. Lexington police are investigating 2 overnight gas station robberies. The first happened at the Marathon on South Broadway. The Shell station at Nicholasville Road and Southland Drive was robbed about 25 minutes later. In both cases, police say the gunman was wearing a hoodie and his face was covered.
And the search is on for the person who fired shots into a Lexington home. Police say several bullets hit a home on East 6th Street near MLK Boulevard just before midnight. 2 adults and 1 child were inside at the time. No one was hurt there. A Garrett County man is in jail after leading police on a county-wide chase with his 1-year-old child inside the car. Court records show deputies in Lancaster tried to pull Robert Aldrich over on Saturday night. They say Aldrich eventually hit speeds of 120 miles per hour, so they called off the chase for safety reasons. Deputies later found him inside his crashed car, along with his wife and child. Aldrich is facing several charges, including wanton endangerment and unlawful imprisonment.
Family and friends are saddened by the sudden loss of a 19-year-old who was killed in a weekend crash. State police say Alexis Thompson crashed into a fence on Clintonville Road in Bourbon County. They think the Winchester teen was killed by a wooden plank that came through her windshield. Thompson graduated from George Rogers Clark last year. Counselors are at the high school today. A woman accused of causing a deadly crash in Rowan County is in court at this hour. Sabra McCarthy's arrest citation says she was under the influence on May 1st when she crashed into another car on Highway 32. She's charged with murder and wanton endangerment. The driver of the other car, 23-year-old Sarah Caudle, was killed. We're in Rowan County for McCarthy's preliminary hearing, and we'll have the outcome on WKYT News at noon.
A man accused of punching a woman in the face during a Lexington robbery will be facing a judge today. Larry Bird is charged with robbery. Police say he attacked a woman outside the Kroger on Tates Creek Road and robbed her of her purse. They say the victim tried to fight back and ended up suffering a bloody nose during that ordeal. The names of 6 fallen police officers from Kentucky are now etched permanently into the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial.
Officer Daniel Ellis, Officer Burke Rhodes, Lieutenant Clifford Travis, and troopers Eric Crispin, Blake Tribby, and Cameron Ponder, along with hundreds of others from across the country, were all added over the weekend. Many filled the area around the U.S. Capitol for a special memorial service, including the families of those fallen Kentucky officers.
A busy road right in the heart of the University of Kentucky campus is closed today, and it will stay that way for at least a couple of months. Crews closed Avenue of Champions while they continue construction on a new student center. The road is closed between Lexington Avenue and South Limestone. The sidewalk on the north side of the street will stay open.
Lexington's 5 newest traffic safety officers hit the streets today. The 5 officers graduated from an 8-week training academy Friday. They'll help the department's response times to traffic calls and help sworn officers deal with criminal activity. The safety officers can write citations for non-moving violations, help direct traffic, and help with non-injury crashes. Lexington police plan to hire and train 5 more safety officers in the upcoming weeks. Well, a beautiful day at a Florida beach turned somewhat chaotic for a 23-year-old woman.
If you don't want to see it, turn away. Witnesses saw the woman calmly coming out of the water with a shark attached to her arm. Authorities say it was a nearly 2-foot-long nursing shark. The ocean rescue captain said the attack was unusual because nursing sharks are normally docile. He said the woman suffered some minor injuries and handled the whole thing very well. But that would be a kind of a tough day at the beach.
Yeah, hard to look at a shark and say, well, that's a real sweetheart, a real docile animal there. Whoa.
Seemed to like her for whatever reason, right?
Well, at least there was nothing more serious that came of that. Well, whatever you're looking for, the internet has it.
But it's not every day that you see a listing for a potty-trained pet bison walking down the hall there. We'll have that story shortly.
Clouds are on the increase, but does that mean rain for today? I'm going to talk about that and show you the rain for tomorrow for sure, coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We have mostly cloudy skies outside at this moment. We had a lot of sunshine early this morning, and that helped us rise temperatures pretty rapidly from the 30s. We're now around 50 degrees. Now the clouds overhead is going to be a slow go at it as we approach the rest of the afternoon. But nonetheless, I mean, it's just one of those days. Once again, low 60s. That's where we were yesterday. That's where we will be today as we travel off into your afternoon. Look at some spots. Somerset and London still in the mid-40s. So it all depends on where you are, but nonetheless, I mean, it's really going to be one of those cooler days in store. Mostly cloudy skies as we approach the afternoon hours. Low 60s, no chance of rain. Then we hit the nighttime hours and off into tomorrow. That's when the rain moves on in. But I would say nighttime is not the bulk of it. It actually comes tomorrow morning as we start to wake up early. So let's go through it. Let's go hour by hour. We get in through the rest of the afternoon looking good. Off into the nighttime, here come a couple of showers before midnight. And then we head off into the night and into tomorrow morning. Watch this. Now we're talking about a good clip of rain, and that's some pretty moderate to heavy rain right there. It's going to continue to fall one section after another. I don't expect any flooding concerns, but nonetheless, it is there, and it's going to be a pretty soggy day in store, especially for that I-64 corridor and northbound. That is your best bet of picking up rain tomorrow. You can see down south, you're still going to have that rain chance, but the most active part of this system is going to stay along that 64 corridor and north. I want to show you this as we get into the afternoon. Watch this. Some 70s showing up southbound, 50 still in the northern zones. So that front, wherever it sets up, it kind of depends on where it sets up, which will depend on your temperatures. 68 in Lexington, this is coming out tomorrow. 52 in Covington, a couple of 70s down south. So mild southbound, pretty cool, and chilly northbound once again. It all depends on where that front's located. Here's your 7-day forecast and what you can expect. Go throughout tomorrow. Tomorrow is your widespread chance at rain. Once we hit Wednesday, it's mainly the morning hours, and then the afternoon, it looks like it'll clear some things on out. So really Wednesday, most of your day stays dry. Thursday looks dry. Friday, Saturday look pretty soggy. Sunday is mainly dry. This isn't a bad forecast. You really have 3 days in there that you have pretty good chances of rain. That's going to be tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Other than that, it's mostly dry conditions. So it's kind of half and half week.
It keeps saying that. It's really not a bad forecast.
It's really not. It's absolutely not. I just don't want you to think it's going to be raining all the way through the 7-day forecast.
Okay.
Nor is it going to be beautiful the whole way, right? Just
Right. Half and half.
We get it. Thank you.
We like your optimism. Well, seeing weird things up for sale on Craigslist isn't all that uncommon, but it's not every day, even on Craigslist, that you see a listing for a pet bison.
Buffalo in the house. A Texas ranch owner listed a 1,000-pound housebroken, attention-loving bison for sale back in March. She says she reluctantly created the ad for her beloved bison named Bullet. After 2 months of searching, Bullet went to her new home this weekend. She'll live now in a pasture with a couple of cows as friends, and her former owner will get to visit whenever she wants. So no more having to, walk down the hallway, close quarters like
Well, I know, barely made it down the hallway there, but very sweet.
Yeah.
What a great
Yeah,
picture there.
I bet she loved her home,
Yeah.
and she'll love her new one.
Yes,
right?
she will.
All right.
Well, fans can soon get their hands on a historic performance from U2. And Meghan Trainor says no to the Billboard Music Awards.
Daniel Nottingham has those stories and more in today's Eye on Entertainment.
My name is no, my sign is no, my number is no.
Meghan Trainor will perform her hit single No at this weekend's Billboard Music Awards. She joins a musical lineup that includes a duet from Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. Madonna will also pay tribute to Prince. The Billboard Music Awards air live on Sunday.
You want us to be afraid? Liberté!
U2 released a trailer of their concert in Paris, performed shortly after the November terror attacks. The band is releasing a video version of the show on Blu-ray, DVD, and digital download next month.
I'm curious about you.
What aspect of me?
Every aspect of you.
Out in theaters Friday, Maggie's Plan. Greta Gerwig stars as a woman who begins an affair with a married colleague, played by Ethan Hawke.
You think it's going to be all about that, you know, this extramarital affair. And right as that's taking off, the script makes a huge left turn.
Julianne Moore plays Hawk's wife. And that's your Eye on Entertainment. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, and coming right up, you and your children can soar into summer at the Lexington Public Library.
How you can be a part of this fun summer reading program. Next on WKYT. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $174 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $60 million.
Welcome back. So good to have you with us mid-morning on WKYT. It's a great way to keep students engaged over the summer with reading and learning. And the Lexington Public Library is launching its most unique summer reading program yet.
Doug Tattershaw with the Lexington Public Library is here to tell us all about Discover Summer. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Well, thanks for having me.
Very interesting here. Number one lesson is don't waste your summer, right? Here's
That's
an
right.
opportunity to learn and enrich your life.
That's right. The Lexington Public Library has done a summer reading program probably since the 50s. And we're really, it's always been an important part of keeping up with your summer learning, but we're trying to build on that and not just be about reading. We want to give people points and credit for getting out and doing anything educational, getting out into the community, being active in lots of different ways.
Give us some examples of those ways that people can earn the points.
All right. Well, in addition to reading, which is still allowed and we're still going to give you credit for, we have things like we have a storytime walk, so you can go to the Arboretum and you can get out, you can go walk through the Arboretum, but we're also going to have a story that's set up throughout that, so kids can go read part of the story, do an activity, and then move on to the next part of the story. We have a video game, it's a phone game, you can download the app, but it's location-based. So you can go to the East Side branch of our library, you can go to Champs, and also have one all over town where you'll be taken through a game through your phone. So it's a chance to get out into the community and play a game.
And you said you're also going to give people a chance to kind of get a jump start on this, right? They can begin tracking now?
That's right. You can pick up what we call now the Map to Adventure. It's a chance, so you pick that up now, get started on it. You can turn it in anytime between June 1st and July 31st.
So how many people have you already had sign up for it? I mean, this is always a popular program, isn't it?
It's always popular. We have, 14,000 kids participate. We also have adults. This is for every age. So as of now, we've given a log to every student in the Fayette County Public School system. So we've tried to get them started right now, and hopefully a lot of them will come through and finish up.
When you say that it's for adults as well, do you have a lot of families that do this as a together activity?
Absolutely. And of course, as a reading program, that's really important because children not only need to be reading, they need to see adults and their parents reading.
Well, it goes on through July 31st. Lexington Public Library and lexpublib.org for more information. How are things going over at the new East Side location?
It's a busy spot. It's a very busy spot. It's a lot of fun to have a new building, a lot of energy, a lot of new things starting. We have a new maker space, so we have lots of things going on, active sort of learning that way too.
So if people haven't dropped in already, they need to.
They should give it a try, yeah.
Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
All right,
Very good. Here's to a summer of reading.
We'll keep it right here this mid-morning.
Going to check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen next and see what's cooking up here early in the week.
We're glad you're with us today. Enjoy easy comfort food anytime you want with this recipe that's straight out of the Ultimate Cooking for Two cookbook.
Today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, it is homemade chicken crock pies.
You know, here in the Test Kitchen, whenever we come across a new cookbook that we feel will make your life easier, we have to share it with you. So today, I want to show you our latest cookbook, which came about after many of you asked us to create more recipes for two. It's called the Ultimate Cooking for Two cookbook, and it's packed with more than 130 quick and easy recipes to help make mealtime so much easier. Plus, each one has a full-page photo. With that said, let me show you a recipe I know you'll love. It's a spin-off on chicken pot pie, but rather than baking the whole thing together, we make the filling in a skillet. Just look at these individual homemade pot pies that are ready in about 30 minutes, but they taste like they cooked all day. And once you dig through the crispy pastry topping into the bubbling filling, you'll know why we fell in love with them. You can get the recipe for our homemade chicken crock pies online, or you can find it in our new cookbook wherever cookbooks are sold. You see, when you make recipes that are created just for two, it'll save you money by reducing waste, keep you on track by not overindulging, and best of all, you'll love how simple and tasty they are. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with our latest cookbook, one that I know will have you saying, ooh, it's so good.
Need some warm food on sort of a chilly morning out there. It's a beautiful day.
It is a pretty one.
We started off in the 30s, and it was pretty chilly this morning for most locations. Some of us were in the 40s, but that's still pretty chilly, too, for this time of year. We hit lower 60s later on this afternoon, which is about 10 degrees below average, but it's still dry today. Now, tonight and into tomorrow, not so much. It looks pretty widespread with that rain. Wednesday afternoon looks good. Thursday looks good. Friday, Saturday, here comes a lot more moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Very soggy days on those 3 days, really, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. But for the most part, this is a much better looking forecast than last week. No 30s in the forecast, so there you go. So that's another positive. But yeah, last week was just one after another. And another thing I do not see, a severe weather threat right now.
That's very good. A big improvement.
That's some good news,
so
too.
when do we break totally out of this cycle, though?
You know, it looks like another 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it just continues to come on through. I'm looking past this week and looking next week, and next week still looks pretty rainy for the most part. So it's really not going to let up on us anytime soon.
Unsettled.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for joining us for WKYT Mid-Morning. Our news team very busy now working on WKYT News at noon, and we hope to see you then.
Your news is always on at WKYT.com. Have a great day. We'll see you at noon.